Welcome to a quick introduction to the IRIS Earthquake Browser. The easiest way to find it, if you don't already have it up on your screen, is just to do a quick Google search for the words IRIS IEB. It should be the top hit. Upon arriving, you will see a Google map with some of the familiar controls, like zooming in and out. What you are viewing are thousands of earthquakes from a database of about 4 million that have occurred from 1970 onward to earthquakes that have occurred today. The default mode is that the map space visible on the screen is populated with as many earthquakes as you have specified in the max quake setting. Right now we are asking to see 1,000 earthquakes, and we want the newest ones available. There are other filters that we could apply, such as a time range, a magnitude range, and a depth range. By default, those are not going to be applied, and you are going to get all magnitudes, all times, and all depths. For example, if we wanted to get rid of this low-level seismicity that we have in North America, which is due to a higher number of instruments detecting smaller quakes, it's a little bit misleading. Under the magnitude range, deselect the All Values button and put in a minimum magnitude of 4. Hit the Apply button. Now we will have a representation of worldwide seismicity that isn't overemphasizing North America. You'll notice the information updates in the orange box, and there's important information there. At any time, you will know how many earthquakes are on the map. Now we have 1,000. How many are possible to be on the map, which is 4.4 million. And again, we have 1,000 visible. The reason for repeating 1,000 twice is that sometimes, depending on the map view, the earthquakes might not be visible on the map. Another thing that you can do, you can turn tectonic plates on. When they are turned on and you zoom in, some of them are labeled with the direction of fault slips. Another thing you can do is select a particular region to focus on. I am going to select Central California, for example. I can drag a box, let go, and again, we can look to the orange box to tell us what's going on. We have 1,000 quakes displayed in the region. Why 1,000? Because we have set our max quakes to 1,000. There were 2,800 candidate quakes, but we are looking at the newest 1,000. What if we wanted to look at the largest instead of the newest? Simply change this setting and press Apply. It's not going to make a huge difference in this particular case, but in other regions of the world it could. Selecting an earthquake brings up the list of earthquakes within a certain distance, and passing the mouse over the list causes the earthquakes to bounce on the map. Also, you can click on Zoom to this vicinity to get much closer to your list of earthquakes. I'm going to dismiss this and go to another part of the world. There are some shortcuts of interesting places already built in. I like Fiji Tonga because it has a variety of depths. Again, these are shortcuts to different places or topics. Like the Asian tsunami disaster and little swarms of interest. Now I'm going to exercise the real power of this software. I'm going to select 5,000 earthquakes and press Apply. One of the fun things you can do is look at these in profile in the 3D viewer. The 3D viewer is outlined in red, If you select this button to open the viewer, you have the same zoom tools. Watch what happens when you drag the mouse. Now you are able to look at these earthquakes in a different way. Instead of looking straight down at them as you would in the map view, these same earthquakes are being shown in 3 dimensions. So you can get an idea of how they distribute at depth. In this case, aligning the view north to south, these earthquakes are showing the subduction of a plate direction to the east. There are a lot of things you can do in here, such as automatically rotating the earthquakes. You can turn off the shadows, which actually speeds everything up. I'm going to stop the rotation, and I can take a quick snapshot of the view. Finally, one other thing that is important to understand is that when you have a region selected, as we do now, IEB is in what you might call a locked mode. The database is not going to be queried and it is only focused on the earthquakes in the selected region temporarily. Use Deselect Region to unlock the selected earthquakes, remove the box, and resume querying the full database each time you pan or zoom. You can view earthquakes in other formats, such as a table. We could sort them by the month that they occurred, for example. We could maybe sort them by magnitude. You can see that large magnitudes and interesting depths are highlighted in red. From this screen, if you select the Excel button, it will download a file that can be loaded into Excel for further manipulation. This has been a brief introduction to IEB. We hope that you enjoy using it.